Columbia News at 6.
A group of Shaw Air Force Base personnel accused of desecrating a church with satanic symbols goes before a judge. Good evening, I'm Rochelle Dean.
And I'm Josh Berry. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. The Sumter County Sheriff's Office identified 4 active duty members of Shaw Air Force Base who appeared in bond court today.
That's right. In South Carolina, vandalizing a place of worship is a felony. ABC Columbia's Angela Rogers was in court today and joins us now live in the studio with the latest. Angela.
Yeah, today a Sumter County judge granted bond for all 4 airmen facing trespass charges and 2 felony charges, including malicious injury to a house of worship and a criminal conspiracy. Sumter County Sheriff Deputy Bell said, much like the members of the Salem Black River Church, he's still asking why.
That's the only thing I don't have is the actual motive behind it. We're taking it was just a night of fun and games that really became more serious than they ever imagined.
All 4 airmen were granted a total of $15,000 bond and will face restrictions on the airbase. Sheriffs say the images they shared on social media helped them identify Kayla Ellerman, Claire Savage, Raheem Green, and Brandon Munoz.
Our investigators worked with Shaw Air Force investigators to bring these 4 in, and they admitted to what they've done and have been very cooperative all the way through.
George McFadden is a 25-year member of the church and is the one who found the buildings vandalized on September 29th. In court, he said he can't understand why this had to happen, and it must be a very dark day for the U.S. Air Force, as this is a very embarrassing event.
I would hope that these young people learn from their mistake and are able to move forward and have a good career and good life ahead of them. Hope this won't mess them up for their entire life. But this just shows the seriousness of what can happen when someone does something like this. They just see it as a night of foolishness, a night of fun and games, and they don't realize how serious it is, because this put fear into some of those church members.
Shaw Air Force Base released a statement today saying they do not condone acts of vandalism and the behavior is not representative of the airmen of Shaw Air Force Base. They said they feel they're a part of this community and they're disappointed to hear of the incident. In the studio, Angela Rogers, ABC Columbia News.
All right, thank you, Angela. Richland County deputies are looking for a woman they say ran someone over outside a Decker Boulevard restaurant earlier this month. Investigators say on October 5th, a woman driving a white car ran over the victim in the parking lot of Mi Casita Sports Grill. Deputies say the victim is in critical condition. If you have any information on this incident, call the Richland County Sheriff's Department or Crime Stoppers at 1-888-CRIME-SC. The Lexington County Coroner's Office says an accident led to the death of a Columbia man Monday night. Coroner Margaret Fisher says an accidental shooting led to the death of 30-year-old William Holland. Investigators say Holland was found unresponsive with a gunshot wound to the chest at a home on Hunters Mill Drive. And if you are waiting on a refund from the recent fall ball concert featuring Lil Wayne at the Colonial Life Arena, well, then you're going to have to keep waiting.
Yeah, this afternoon, Victory Promotions announced it is suing the venue to prevent any future refunds. We're told the rapper left the arena without performing after Colonial Life officials say he refused to go through security. Now, in a statement, a spokesperson for Colonial Life Arena says, quote, "It's unfortunate that the Lil Wayne concert promoters are more concerned about making money than doing the right thing." A court date is scheduled for next Thursday. Amazon says it plans to hire 120,000 new employees. The e-commerce giant is beefing up for the holidays, and the warehouse positions are temporary. But the company says many of its new hires will continue on with full-time jobs after the peak season is over. The positions are scattered across dozens of fulfillment centers in 33 states, including the company's facility in West Columbia. Well, today is Friday the 13th, and that is apparently bad news for business. According to National Geographic, between $800 and $900 million is lost in business when the calendar says Friday the 13th. The article also says between 17 and 21 million people have triskaidekaphobia, or fear of the number 13. Superstition surrounding Friday the 13th goes way back to the biblical days. Many early Christians believed Cain murdered Abel on Friday the 13th. Well, I haven't seen much, if any, of the sun pretty much all day. It's been a soggy start to the weekend, but I imagine it's not keeping a lot of folks down out at the fair.
No, not at all. Not when you get to taste the food and smell the aroma. Chief Meteorologist John Farley joins us now live from the Midway with more. John, how are things looking out there? I see you got a crowd gathered behind you.
Yeah, got a nice little crowd here. We're going to talk to them in a second. But yeah, in terms of the weather, couldn't be better. Because remember, last night and the night before, it was not very comfortable. A whole different story tonight. Let's show you the temperatures, and you'll see a lot more comfortable. How about 70s for all of us? And if you're coming out this evening, yeah, there'll be some clouds, but no rain, and pretty comfortable. And we'll ask some people how comfortable it is out here in a second. Tomorrow, again, a beautiful day here at the fair. We'll see a good bit of cloudiness, but some breaks in the day. And by afternoon, temperatures will be in the 80s, but again, low 80s at that, and not much in the way of humidity. All right, so we're back out here live, and I have some new friends. And what's your name?
Misty Robinson.
Where are you from?
Georgia.
Okay, so you came all the way over here to be
all the way from Georgia to do the pigs, to do the swine.
That's what you said. You had the big 200-pound swine.
Yes, everybody should come out tomorrow. We're going to have a swine show at 12 o'clock. We'll have showmanship. It'll be a lot of fun.
Good times. All right. What about you? What's your name?
I'm Raina. I'm from Lexington.
Good. You having fun?
Yeah.
Very good. And you have some friends?
My name is Madison Hickman. I'm from Lexington, South Carolina, and I just come for the food.
That's the food. Okay. And who's this?
Nicole.
Okay, Nicole, where are you from?
Lexington.
You having fun? Yeah, good times. And what grade are you in?
Third.
Nice. Very fun. And who's this?
I'm Sarah Long.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
You are very good. Where are you from?
I'm from Columbia. I'm from here.
That's good. And you know something?
I'm Patty Daly, and my dad owns Daly's Dogs.
Okay, so we're gonna and that's the prep for that was that we're going to be tasting Dave Aiken. Our own Dave Aiken is going to be tasting a Daly's dog here in a second. All right, back to you two. Say bye-bye.
All right. We'll check in with you in just a bit. Thanks, John. Have a good time out there. Well, there are many long-standing traditions at the South Carolina State Fair, but one item has been standing tall on the Midway for almost 50 years.
ABC Columbia's Gabrielle Franklin tells us why and shows us the blast from the past.
For decades, families at the South Carolina State Fair have been greeted by this rocket. But what many don't know is that the rocket has a name and some significant history behind it.
If there's one thing that is truly an icon at the South Carolina State Fair, it is the rocket.
When many think of the rocket at the South Carolina State Fair, they may think of an announcement that sounds like,
Davis Sharp. Davis Sharp. Meet your parents at the rocket.
You know, a kid runs by and they see a rocket, they're going to automatically know where the rocket is. So as far as having parents find a child, it's probably a good idea.
It's just when kids get lost, but now you just call each other on the phone and say, where are you? Meet me here. And they do that.
But the rocket is far more than a meeting place. The Jupiter Intermediate Range ballistic missile, built by Chrysler, was gifted to the famously hot city back in the early 60s.
The rocket is named Columbia, and that's why it was donated to the city of Columbia, so it's a perfect fit for us right here, right in the capital city.
Columbia was erected on state fairgrounds back in 1969, becoming a staple for many ever since.
They know they meet at the rocket, and I remember even when I was very small, we had 4 girls, I was the youngest of 4 girls, and my mom and dad would say, okay, if you get lost, you go over there, and tell them to meet your mother at the rocket. So it's a tradition, and people do it now just because they can do it.
Now, 2019 will mark 50 years since the rocket was erected right here at the State Fairgrounds. But for now, staffers say that they want everyone to come out and make their own memories at the rocket. At the State Fair, Gabrielle Franklin, ABC Columbia News.
A neat bit of history not everybody might have known about.
No, I didn't know about it, so you learn
stuff.
something new every day.
You never know what you're going to find at the South Carolina State Fair.
That's for sure, but you can always count on our very own Dave Aiken to find something delicious. We're going to take you back out live to the State Fair where our Shakin' Dave is next on ABC Columbia News at 6.